Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making a babka. Here we have rich and buttery dough with swirls of chocolate and hazelnut filling, creating an indulgent treat that's really hard to resist. And not to mention, you can get really creative with this intricate braided design. So let's get started. Alright, so diving right into this recipe, in a medium sauce pot set over medium heat or 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius, we want to add in 1 cup's worth of whole milk, as well as 11 tablespoons of unsalted butter that have been cut into tablespoon portions. You want to whisk this until the butter just melts. The milk should not reach boiling, only a mild simmer by the time the butter melts. You want to remove this from the heat and allow this to cool for 5 minutes before we use it. Now separately in the bowl of a stand mixer fitted with a whisk attachment, we want to add in 4 cups of bread flour, 2 1/4 teaspoons of Red Star Platinum yeast, which is about the size of 1 standard packet, 1/4 cup's worth of granulated white sugar, as well as 1 teaspoon of salt. Whisking those together for about 30 seconds on low speed. Now you want to switch to a paddle attachment and add in 1 large egg, your milk and butter mix, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, as well as the zest of about 1/4 of a large orange. First, you want to mix these ingredients on low speed for about 1 minute. Then you want to increase to medium speed and mix for 4 minutes to create your dough. You now want to place the dough in a bowl sprayed with a non-stick spray, and make sure you wrap that with plastic wrap and allow this to rise until it's doubled in size, which should take about 2 hours. Once it's risen, you want to punch the dough down and then place the dough on a flat surface sprinkled with flour, and using a lightly floured rolling pin, you want to roll the dough out into roughly a 13 by 22 inch rectangle. Here you want to spread 1 1/4 cups worth of hazelnut spread that's been warmed over most of the rolled out dough, leaving the edges of the dough untouched. For this recipe, you're also going to use 2/3 cups worth of chopped hazelnuts, some crushed and some coarse pieces. First, you want to sprinkle on the smaller pieces of the hazelnut first, and then you want to add on some of the coarse pieces on top of the hazelnut spread. And now, starting with the short edge of the dough, you want to carefully roll the dough into a log, finishing by resting the dough on its end seam. And to help with shaping the dough later, you should transfer this log into the freezer wrapped in plastic wrap for at least 30 minutes. I didn't do that for this, but it'll still come out tasting great. If you put it in the freezer, it just helps with managing the dough much better. So after the dough and filling have firmed up, you want to remove the plastic wrap and then slice the dough log in half lengthwise, and you want to slice each half of those down the midsection, creating 4 strands of layered dough. With the cut sides facing upward, you want to cross 2 strands of dough in the middle and then twist and pinch the ends together. You want to repeat this same process for the remaining 2 strands of dough. Now you want to transfer these twisted doughs into 2 loaf pans that have been either sprayed with a non-stick spray or lined with parchment paper. You also want to cover them with a slightly wet paper towel and place them in a warm area. We're going to allow these to continue to proof for another 3 to 4 hours at room temperature. And now, just before the second proofing period ends, in a small saucepan set over high heat or 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 232 degrees Celsius, you want to add in 1/2 cup's worth of granulated white sugar with a 1/3 cup of water. Whisk this thoroughly until it reaches a boil, and then reduce the heat to low, or 225 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius, and simmer this for 5 to 6 minutes, or until the syrup has thickened slightly. You want to remove this from the heat and set it aside for now. So you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius, and once the dough is proofed again and grown in size, you want to brush each babka with an egg wash, which is just made from one large egg whisked up, and sprinkle on a few more coarsely chopped hazelnuts. You want to place the loaf pans in the oven and bake them initially for 15 minutes. You're then going to reduce the heat to 340 degrees Fahrenheit or 171 degrees Celsius and continue to bake these for 26 to 30 minutes, or until the top of the loaves are golden brown and a toothpick can be inserted in the center and come out clean. After that time is up, you want to remove them from the oven and place the babkas onto a wire rack and brush on the syrup generously over each of them. Allow the babkas to cool for 15 to 20 minutes first, and then you can remove the babkas from their loaf pans. I like slicing the babkas using a serrated knife. You want to serve this warm for best results. And just like that, you've made a babka right at home. You can always try incorporating a blend of chocolate spread as opposed to a hazelnut spread to the filling as well. But this is a really great dessert bread. I can't wait for you guys to try this at home. And when you do, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 5, Mastering Your Inner Chef. That's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you did like this video, make sure you smash that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to show support for the channel. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button too. And feel free to share this recipe with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week, where I show you how to make another really great snack option, my caramel popcorn. This is a really dangerous snack. I eat way too much in one setting, and I can't wait to show you how to make it. Well, thanks again for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You can always check out more on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like these videos, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.